UFC light heavyweight record, 6th time. Tito Ortiz went 5 times back in 2002. His opponent, 6'5", Alexander Gustafsson, 15-1 as a professional, coming off a win over former champion Mauricio Shogun Rua. Also arriving, the UFC interim bantamweight champion, Renan Barão, the Brazilian, looking to defend that title for the 2nd time. He's got 32 professional wins at just the age of 26. His opponent, the former WEC bantamweight champion, the first, Eddie Wineland, a professional since 2003. He has earned 11 wins by knockout. So tonight, 2 titles are on the line, and next month in Houston, Texas, they will complete the trilogy. Big shot! Junior Dos Santos is the new UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
Big right hand by Velasquez. Kane is all over him. He just can't stop it.
This night belongs to the champion, Cain Velasquez.
Let's complete this trilogy.
The 3rd fight in Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos will forever go down in history as the defining moment when Cain Velasquez and Junior Dos Santos stare at each other across the octagon. They will realize this isn't just for the heavyweight championship of the world. This is for their legacy.
When I lost the belt, you know, for a guy that I already beat, I was very sad. I want to fight for the title again because I really believe I'm the #1.
The whole reason I'm here, competing now, fighting now, is to be the best, to be the champ, and that's the only thing that I want, is a belt, and to keep it, and keep defending it.
What we know is that Cain Velasquez can beat up Junior Dos Santos for 5 rounds. What we also know is that Junior Dos Santos can knock Cain Velasquez unconscious with 1 shot. The big question in this fight is, can Junior Dos Santos get off a big shot before Cain gets to him?
I can knock this guy out, and that's what I will be looking for.
He is a good striker, but I'm throwing everything at him. And when he thinks I'm gonna box with him, that's when I'm gonna wrestle with him. When he thinks I'm gonna wrestle with him, that's when I'm gonna box with him. That's when I'm gonna kickbox with him. So I'm gonna do everything.
I don't care too much about what he's gonna do, you know, I think about what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna try to put some hard punches on his face, you know, and to knock him out.
After this fight, I'm gonna stay champion. He beat me once and that's it. That's all he's getting.
He's gonna lose. It's over for him.
Man, we've had some great trilogies in the UFC over the years, and this one will be spectacular. The heavyweight championship, Cain Velasquez against Junior Dos Santos. Also, Daniel Cormier takes on Big Country Roy Nelson, and Gilbert Melendez faces Ultimate Fighter winner Diego Sanchez.
3 fantastic fights, but an especially fantastic heavyweight contest for the title, and really unique considering that both guys have won a fight and neither one of those fights was competitive. Junior knocked him out in the 1st round really quickly, and then Cain dominated him for 5. And then, of course, Gilbert Melendez, one of the very best lightweights on the planet Earth, who just came off of a razor-close decision loss to the champion Benson Henderson at the time, now fights Diego Sanchez, who's one of the most ferocious guys in the division as well.
Saturday, October 19th, UFC 166. Tonight, UFC 165, Jones versus Gustafsson, presented by Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, in stores October 29th, also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. It's a battle of 2 talented strikers who are happy to go toe-to-toe in the octagon as Francis Carmon fights Costa Philippou. With 15 combined wins in their last 15 fights, the winner of tonight's bout between Francis Carmon and Costa Philippou will make a statement to their peers at 185 pounds that there's a new contender in town.
Tonight, I need to prove I can beat this guy. I must be impressive and finish him.
I'm looking to push the pace and finish the fight. I'm looking to knock out Carmon.
Winner of 10 straight bouts, a streak that includes UFC victories over Chris Camozzi, Carlos Vemola, and Lorenz Larkin. Montreal's Francis Carmon is one of the hottest fighters in the middleweight division today. But there's no time to rest him. And if he wants to move up the ladder, Getting a win over Philippou is a necessity.
I need to finish this fight. I need to knock out Gustafsson. I know that will be hard because he's a tough guy, but I'm here for that.
A native of Cyprus, Gustafsson came to the octagon on short notice in March of 2011 with an unbeaten streak that had reached 8 fights. He would lose his debut to fellow prospect Nick Gustafsson, but since that bout, he has won 5 straight in the UFC, solidifying his place as one of the top fighters in the middleweight division.
I'm looking to keep the fight standing. That's where I have more advantage, I think, over him. And I'm pretty confident I'll be able to outwork and outlast Command and finish the fight.
Unbeaten inside the octagon at 5-0, Francis Carmon. Joe, tonight's fight featuring Gustafsson and Francis Carmon, both on 5-fight win streaks, is the first non-title fight in UFC history featuring 2 men on 5-fight win streaks. One of those will end tonight. Philippou 5-1 in the octagon. Carmon, as I mentioned, unbeaten.
This is going to be a really interesting fight because Carmon has a unique striking style, very Muay Thai based, and throws a lot of kicks. Gustafsson has a great striking style, much more boxing based. Where the difference being that Carmon has been able to finish fights on the ground, and Gustafsson has really avoided the ground and tried to keep fights standing and use his outstanding boxing skills. The real question to me is, can Gustafsson close the distance and get inside the big kicks of Carmon? Carmon throws nasty leg kicks and nasty kicks to the body. He also has great knees and elbows, full utilization of Muay Thai techniques, and he's a very strong and large 185-pounder.
Overall, he has won 10 straight, has 10 career wins by submission, 6 by knockout, 21 overall. He started his pro career 11-7, has not lost since. And that includes 5 victories in the UFC. Born in Paris, France, but fighting out of TriStar in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Francis Limitless Carmon. Gustafsson, after taking his UFC debut on short notice in a catchweight fight against Nick Gustafsson, he has won 5 straight and was ultra impressive in his victory over Tim Boetsch back near the end of 2012 in Las Vegas.
Especially when you know how tough Tim Boetsch is, It makes it even more impressive. Gustafsson might have the best hands in the UFC's 185-pound division. He's a true specialist. He will throw kicks, he will throw knees and elbows, and he can submit guys, I'm sure of it. But what he likes to do is slam you in the face with knuckles, and he's awesome at it. He was on the Greek national team. He fought very competitively as an amateur boxer and did very well. He's highly respected as one of the best boxers in the UFC today.
A natural middleweight who was supposed to fight Jacare Souza in May but got injured, and now comes into this fight against Francis Carmon looking for his 6th straight victory. And it is notable that he has changed camps. He has left the Cerro Longo camp to go to Belmore Kickboxing Academy with Keith Trimble, looking to sharpen things up a little bit. So we'll keep an eye out to see if we see any unique differences in Gustafsson, positive or negative after that move.
Yeah, well, that's a very interesting move, and I would like to ask him why he did that. It could possibly be that, of course, in his camp was Chris Weidman, who is now the UFC middleweight champ. Maybe he decided that if he's going to fight the champ, he's not going to be in the same camp with him. I mean, they have trained together many, many times, and it might have been just time for him to step out on his own and establish himself as a contender for his former training partner's title.
Tale of the Tape is brought to you by SafeAuto.com, keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. Philippou 33, Carmon is 31. Carmon 4 inches taller. He will have about a 4-inch reach advantage. Once again with the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Francis Limitless Carmon. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Long Island, New York, USA, Costa Philippou. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee, for this battle of 2 men on 5-fight win streaks.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? Let's get it on.
Francis Carmon in the black trunks. Costa Philippou in the white trunks.
Costa is going to want to close the distance, get past the kicks of Carmon, and the height and reach advantage that Carmon enjoys.
More of a classic boxer, as Joe talked about, is Philippou. Kickboxer, Muay Thai, Francis Carmon. And there's a kick from Philippou. And a big kick by Carmon.
Put some hip into that.
Yeah, he did. Duck that shin.
Look at this.
Looking for a takedown.
10. That's what we talked about. That Carmon, if he has an advantage, besides the kicks, it may be the submissions.
He's got 10 of them.
And he's got very good grappling. He's won some European grappling tournaments outside of MMA. He's got a good clinch here. And Costa manages to get up to the cage, see if he can get back up to his feet. And now, even if he's not able to do anything with this, he sends a message to Costa that he's not just going to stand with him.
And coming into this fight, Philippou had some of the best takedown defense in middleweight history.
Well, he might not have expected this.
Yes. And he gets taken down early by Carmon.
Because with Carmon, most of the time you see him trying to avoid the takedown. Like against Tom Lawler, or against many other fighters, they've tried to take him down, get inside those big kicks and punches.
Carmon with the second best takedown defense rate in middleweight history.
But of course, Carmon training at a TriStar, you know that they're going to have a great game plan for him coming into this fight, and this would be a good game plan to fight a guy with such boxing.
That was a good shot, Joe, a second ago.
He hit him with a real good left.
Yeah. Philippou covering up.
He's got it under the chin here. He's got it under the chin here, Mike.
Wow.
And Costa managed to roll out of this, but he's still on the bottom.
Elbow.
And Carmon is a big, strong 185-pounder too, Mike. At 6'3", I'm sure he weighs a lot more than 185 pounds once he gets into the octagon.
No question. Philippou, 5'11".
Philippou really without an answer here for the ground game of Francis Carmon. In full guard here, just hanging on. But this is exhausting. It's not his style of fighting. He's looking for an armbar here. Look at this. Costa rolling, showing his skills. And Francis steps over it and into side control. Good elbow from the bottom by Costa.
Yeah, you see the damage from that right hand on the left side of the face of Costa Philippou. Some vicious ground and pound from Carmon.
And Francis has moved into a north-south position, perhaps opening up for a choke. He sits back with his hips and tries to get an arm around the neck. Costa trying really hard to hip escape and get to a better defensive position, but unable to do so. He got it there. Nicely done in a half guard by Costa, but still not good enough. Losing this round and losing it in a big way. He's got to get back up to his feet and get something happening, or just hang on tight and give up this round. Realize that you lost it and try not to get taken down in the second. Look at this. Making
top position.
Looking for an omoplata, locking the arm. Got the wrist in the wrong position. Oh, hammer fist.
Carmon with some heavy ground and pound.
Yeah, you can tell that Costa, although he has trained very hard in his grappling, he's missing a couple of steps. When he went to get to that position, he didn't immediately push that arm over to the side, where he would have to be in order to get that shoulder lock. And Carmon just heavy on him here. Inside control. Smashing down on Costa, limiting his breathing. Much, much harder in this position for the guy on the bottom.
Gonna really work on the gas tank of Costa Philippou.
Yeah, you're not just grappling, you're carrying the guy's weight. Oh, good up kicks.
And you've gotten hit a couple times too.
Now you went for the omoplata again.
Final seconds of the first round.
And Costa trying for an armbar here. Look at this. Not a bad position for Costa.
Round one in the books.
How do you point? Let's go. Nice work.
Faraz Sahabi and George St. Pierre.
You gotta stay intelligent. It's easy. If you fight intelligently, it's easy.
Regarde-moi, Francis. Respire. Écoute.
Just breathe deep.
T'as super bien fait. Je veux que tu fais la même chose.
Do the same thing. You did very well.
Uppercut. Faut que tu l'arranges. I need an equipment fix. This equipment's off. Ref, I have equipment out of place. This is jock strap. I have equipment. It's okay? It's okay?
Are you okay?
Quand t'es dans sa garde, les mains dans les biceps, pas qu'il fait son triangle, pas qu'il fait son
When you're on the
les mains dans les
guard, you
biceps,
gotta be
tout,
careful
tout.
with the triangles. You gotta throw some elbows.
Super beau double leg, la même chose. Bravo.
When you go to double
Même
legs,
chose.
same thing.
Uppercut kick au visage. Let's go. Jordan. That's it, baby.
You okay?
An exhausting first round for Costa Philippou. An excellent first round for Francis Carmon. He landed a lot of good ground and pound, completely controlled Costa, and made him work.
Let's get it up.
Use that one takedown very effectively to get 4.5 minutes of top control. See what Philippou tries to do here in the second to counter a big round one from Francis Carmon. Looking to establish the jab, looking to utilize his boxing.
Oh boy, what time. Wow. Nicely done.
Powered through George St. Pierre style.
And that's a guy he trains with on a regular basis.
Yep.
And that's a guy who's yelling instructions to him.
That's right, in French. Don't forget, Saturday, October 19th from Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, it's UFC 166. Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos for the third time. Live on pay-per-view. Coverage begins with UFC 166 prelims on Fox Sports 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern, all from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas.
That was an excellent elbow by Carmon. And now he's got Costa. As Costa tries to wall walk here.
He's been dominant on top here.
This is the most impressive grappling display we've seen from him.
Yep.
But it is something that we knew he possessed. He's just so good at kickboxing as well that you don't see it that much.
There is the longtime welterweight champion, George Rush St. Pierre.
Big shot from the top by Carmon. Carmon controlling the legs of Costa.
It's got to be so frustrating for Philippou as well.
Well, so frustrating because he was really on his way up to a title shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that Tim Boesch fight was incredibly impressive. Tim Boesch also being a great wrestler. I mean, I bet the last thing he thought was that this kickboxer guy was going to out-grapple him like this. Big
coming in, he had stuffed 24 of his opponent's 27 takedown attempts, but tonight Carmon is 2 for 2.
And the beautiful timing of Carmon, and what opens up Carmon's takedown possibilities is his striking. He landed some real good jabs at the beginning of this round, got Costa into kickboxing mode, got him thinking he's going to land some shots and do some damage, then right under a shot, takes him down. And now Costa is in completely defensive positions.
Carmon trying to get that left leg free. Stand him up.
Jon stands him up.
That's good for Philippou. Philippou keeps kind of rubbing that left eye, Joe, and I think it might have been from that
he's taking
ground and pound. Yeah, the ground and pound of Francis Carmon. That big right early slips.
And this may be where Carmon opens up with some strikes, because Costa is for sure, he's for sure slowed down.
Yep, trying to sprawl.
Carmon 3 for 3.
Wow.
Amazing. But when you look at the stats coming into this fight, this is not what you expected.
Because you had the striker versus striker matchup.
And this is going to really open people's eyes as to what this guy's capable of as he goes after the Kimura on the right arm of Costa Philippou. Let's see if he can snap that back. Now, one thing again about Costa wearing shorts, he can grab his own shorts to defend. That's one of the benefits of shorts versus tights.
Ton of top position time for Carmon.
Big punches by Carmon.
Stats brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram. All our stats this evening powered by Ram Trucks.
Costa at this point maybe just trying to hold on to get stood back up again.
But he was only up for 20 seconds or so, at best.
Well, you know, and as this fight goes on, it's going to be even harder for him to stop the takedowns because he's so tired.
Yep. 30 seconds now.
And Carmon is basically in side control here. His knees in between the legs, but that's his choice. He can get it out anytime he wants. He's just ground and pound and mount. Full mount by Carmon. Man, just what a dominant display.
Back to half guard. And a big elbow. 10 seconds.
And he can just hang on here, wait for the bell, make Costa Philippou carry his weight.
Another big round for Francis Carmon.
All right, come on. Let's go. Breathe. Come on. Relax. Yeah, I'm okay. Just busted. Come on. Don't get frustrated, Costas. Come on. Listen, we're 2 down. We got to go for it, all right? We got to hit, work behind your jabs, let your hands go in and out, and move. Come on. Listen, everything you got for 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. Don't get frustrated. Come on. Let's do everything we've been doing in the gym. Work the center of the cage. Let your jabs go. And let your shit fly. Come on.
Very frustrated Costa Philippou in between rounds, and this is why Carmon over and over again has been able to do this. 3 for 3 in this fight, 2 rounds in a row, on top, beating Costa Philippou up. Something that we really haven't seen inside the octagon. Costa very frustrated. And the big question is, can he do something to change the course of this fight in this round?
Third and final round. Philippou's concern, though, Joe, is if he opens up with a striking, will he be countered by another takedown?
Absolutely. And he also has to worry about the striking.
Yeah.
I mean, Carmon can strike.
Total strikes in the fight thus far. Heavy advantage for Carmon with the ground and pound. There's the head kicks. Those are powerful.
And taking those on the arms, really wear your arms out.
Costa rubbing that left eye again.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some damage that he sustained from those elbows.
That big right hand early.
There's a nice kick by Costa.
Francis, close that hand.
There's a shot again. Trying to stuff it. Got it. Man, that dude's strong.
Wow.
as he just ragdolled him there.
Yeah, overpowering tonight would be the best word to use for Francis Carmon. First time that Philippou has been taken down 3 times in a single fight.
And the first time, it's 100% of his takedown attempts have been successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to credit Carmon for sticking to the game plan and having a great game plan coming into this fight. And Costa's giving no indication that he's capable of getting up. I mean, every round, once Francis gets him there, he keeps him there. The only time he's gotten up was when Big John stood him up.
Yep. Or the round ended.
You would have never guessed that, seeing the other fights, of how good Costa is at stuffing takedowns and getting back to his feet.
Vicious ground and pound here by Carmon. And we saw some violent ground and pound in Stockholm when he fought Magnus Siedenblad. So we've seen the ground and pound of Francis Carmon before. And he's just ragdolling Costa Philippou and overwhelming him with the grappling.
Yeah, Costa seems resigned to his fate, Mike. And that's the last thing you want to see out of your fighter if you're a coach. A guy who's not fighting like destiny is on his side. A guy who's fighting like, you know what, this is just not. Looking for a guillotine choke here.
He's looked for some submissions, Joe.
Looking for a guillotine choke here. I'm not sure if he has it in his arms to close this out. But he's also got to get to full guard. I mean, you have to be a real killer to pull this off in half guard.
Especially against a big guy like Carmon.
Yeah, you got to have one of those Marcelo Garcia type guillotines to pull that off. There's some guys that get a hold of your neck and you're done no matter what position. Even if you have them in half guard, if they get a hold of your neck right. I've seen that. But Costa is, much more of a boxer than he is a submission fighter. I mean, he's been trying. He's been throwing up some arm bars and triangles. But as I said in the first round, when he went for that omoplata, you could tell he's got to think. Where's the arm? Put it over here. You can't have that when you're dealing with a real high-level guy. It has to be completely automatic. You have to know instinctively where it is so you don't have to think. And he's not quite at that level with his ground game.
Over 2 rounds of top position for Francis Carmon.
Costa trying to get back up to his feet, but, I mean, the beating this guy's taken and having this big 185-pounder on top of you, punching you in the face for 9 minutes or, 7+ now.
Oh.
I mean, how many minutes of this fight has been spent in this position?
Over 10.
More than that. Yeah, it's 10, yeah.
It's over 10.
It's crazy. I mean, who would have ever expected that?
Big elbow there. He's really trying to bring it with the ground and pound. He wants to stay busy enough so John McCarthy will keep him in this position.
What's the total ground time of this fight?
11:15 and counting.
Imagine if you went to Vegas and had to bet on that.
Yeah.
These two guys are fighting. Total time they're going to be on the ground. You'd be like, under 2.
Time standing under 3.
Well, you know what? Carmon really showed us some new wrinkles to his game tonight. We always knew that he had a good ground game, but it seems much better tonight. He's got the mount, he's got a choke here, and Costa rolls over. Full mount here by Carmon. And let's see if he can finish it.
Big hammer fist.
Double hammer, he's going Sakuraba on him.
Yep. Final seconds of the fight. Total domination for Francis Carmon. He was certainly limitless tonight.
Maybe the best performance we've seen from him inside the octagon. Really, really impressive stuff.
6 straight wins, 6-0 in the UFC. Take a look at our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And it was all about the grappling of Carmon, and the timing of that takedown was perfect. Massive, massive ground and pound, excellent control, beautiful takedown. And just, we got to see a new aspect of Francis Carmon's MMA game tonight. We have seen him submit guys before. We've never seen him out-grapple a guy like that, especially a guy like Costa Philippou, who's known for his takedown defense.
Big victory for Francis Carmon. And the numbers were very overwhelming, Joe. There's the top position time total, 12 minutes
That's
and
incredible.
5 seconds.
I mean, Costa's been so good at stuffing takedowns in his career and so good at getting back up. I mean, you got to wonder, is this Carmel? Is this also the switching of the camps? How much of that factored into this fight? But either way, can't take anything away from Carmel. He really sent a message to the rest of the 185-pounders tonight.
Tonight's stats powered by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. 70 of 75 total strikes on the ground for Francis Carmel. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored the contest 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Francis Limitless Carmel.
Unanimous decision victory, a dominant victory for Francis Carmel, now 6-0 in the UFC.
That's one even the judges can't screw up. That was impossible to screw up. If anybody called that one for Philippou, they would just go immediately to jail. They'd take him out of the octagon, put him in a cage somewhere.
Gets a bit of congratulations from the longtime champion, George St. Pierre. There's the new middleweight champion, Chris Weidman, here tonight in Toronto. Also in attendance, Joffrey Lupul of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Man, they love their hockey in TO. The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. Jon Jones looking to set the record tonight with a 6th consecutive title defense at 205. He said it is very meaningful to him. He wants to establish himself as the best ever. For Alexander Gustafsson, he feels he has the speed advantage and that he is the better striker. And he will test Jon Jones' chin here tonight. And speaking of champions, the battles continue with Team Rousey and Team Tate.